Right now, Julie Gunlock of the Independent Women's Forum joins us on the program. How are you, Julie?
I'm doing great. You know, while I was waiting to come on, I was listening to that interview with Charles Cook, and he said something about if you can stand to listen to my voice on his audio. And I could listen. A British accent, man. I could listen to that voice for a while.
I've been telling Charles, actually, what he needs to do is he needs to go and he needs to find these books that are in the public domain because they're like 80 years old now, so you can get them for free. Yeah. And he just needs to start recording audio versions of these because people will buy them. I don't care if it's the life cycle of the fruit fly. If Charles is reading it, there'll be a significant, and by the way, a largely female audience.
Honest to God, all the women who are listening right now, we're like, please don't go out of break. Seriously, just like, keep it up. And of course, then the next guest is Julie, and I have this like shrill Midwestern accent. Great. So, yeah, I could have listened for a little longer.
And you know, Julie, he's just talking to you all the time. Specifically, he's talking to you,
that's right.
Julie. I've been trying. I've been working on my accent. The other day, I actually I tried that with my kids, and my daughter said, "Is that your British accent, Dad?" And I was like, "Really?" All right, I've got to work on it a little bit more.
Don't even try.
I think my daughter might have it. I hope she's not watching. She sometimes does. I hope she isn't today because this might embarrass her. But I think she has a little bit of a crush on Charles. Charles has come to visit us a couple of times before, and my daughter, no kidding.
You are horrible.
My daughter, no kidding. No, seriously. She started to use Z instead of Z. She tells me the other day, she says, there are kids at school who tease me. They call me British. I said, why? And she said, because I say Z.
Yes.
And I said, okay. I said, are there any others? She says, and she got this little impish smile on her face, and she said, I say Hoover instead of a vacuum cleaner. She said, I like it better. I said, okay.
It does sound better.
I said, go. You know what? Go for it.
Yes, and I too, because I want to sound fancy when I'm cleaning. So I say I'm going to go Hoover the upstairs. Yeah. Yes, well.
All right. Now, you've got a piece at IWF.org. Maybe Charles could read this to you.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be incredible if he read your piece right back to you?
That would be great. It would sound so fancy.
It would. And, you know, it's a very conservatarian piece. It might be right up Charles's alley. Alcohol taxes to solve non-problems.
Right. So this Economic Cooperation and Development Organization, and it's a French research organization, Paris-based organization, has released this report that's saying that in order to cut down on binge drinking, that all governments around the world should institute this 10% tax on beverages. What's ridiculous about this is that alcohol consumption is going down worldwide. And then if you look at actually the percent of binge drinking, that too has really not increased much among men or women. Even binge drinking among teenagers is way, way down. And then certain other statistics you can look at that point to this sort of a dangerous behavior like drunk driving. Those rates are down among all demographics. So, look, I mean, you know, this French research organization comes up with this recommendation to increase taxes by 10%. And wait a minute, we don't even have a problem here. I mean, look, yeah, sure, it's terrible, you know, that 2.6% of the population is still binge drinking, but this is not at an epidemic level. And the truth is that over 10 years, that percentage hasn't really. I think it went up 0.4%. It actually went down among men, and it's gone down among teenagers. So again, this is not a problem. Now, this is what I foresee happening, though. Even though this is not a problem, we're going to have governments that just latch onto this, right? Because they love these revenue raisers. Mm-hmm. Of course, none of the revenue that's raised will go to actual like programs designed for alcohol cessation or whatever. They'll go for other sort of social programs. It's just yet another excuse for governments to raise taxes, sin taxes, what they see as our bad behavior. But again, I think it's important that people understand there genuinely is not a problem here. Alcohol is an easy target, much like soda, much like pizza, much like, you know, what we call junk food and snack foods. These are easy targets, and governments are going to latch onto this.
I agree with you, and I think that, again, you know, what's fascinating is that they become then addicted to the money.
That's right.
And really, then you start to wonder, all right, so are they really interested in reducing consumption, or are they really interested in getting more revenue?
Well, what's interesting is that the study that I also cited, that was done by Rand Corporation. It showed that these kinds of taxes really have an impact on people who drink very little and moderately. That's who stops drinking. Those people will switch to...
But wait, we want them to drink because I thought that was good for you.
Well, but again, but the point is that, like, sure, you can institute these taxes, and they will create a shift in the market. Some people will stop buying these things because of the price increase, but it's not the people. The people who are binge drinkers or who drink a tremendous amount, or who actually have a problem with alcohol. Nothing. I mean, there's nothing that's going to steer them away. A 10% tax on their beverage of choice is not going to steer them away. So again, you're really punishing the people who aren't abusing the alcohol. So again, you have policies or taxes that are designed as sin taxes, designed to curtail the abuse of a certain product, and it ends up punishing the very people who drink it responsibly or eat responsibly or do things responsibly. It doesn't in any way punish the people who are abusing it.
Julie Gunlock, we are unfortunately almost out of time, but thank you very much. Go have a glass of wine. It's almost 5 o'clock.
I will. Cheers to you.
All right, we'll talk soon. Julie Gunlock from the Independent Women's Forum with us here on NRA News Cam and Company.